Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a fascinating look into, well, backyard evolution. Specifically, how a custom pool builder can become more like a true design partner.
Yeah, we're focusing on a company called Rainbow Pools and Living Art Design. They're based in Fishkill, New York, and they've been around for quite a while.
Right, a real fixture there. We've got a good pile of materials here. Company background, local press, that sort of thing.
Uh-huh. And it paints a pretty clear picture of why they've managed to thrive, in what's a pretty tough market. Seasonal, competitive.
So our goal today, our mission, if you like,
Yeah.
is really to get past the marketing talk and figure out what makes them tick. What's their actual technical edge?
What makes them different, yeah. Especially when it comes to creating these really custom pools and, outdoor living spaces.
Exactly. For anyone thinking about a big backyard project, we want to understand why this company might be considered, well, the standard for the region.
Okay, so starting at the beginning, the timeline is key here. They are definitely not new on the scene. Rainbow Pools started up over 30 years ago. We're talking back in the 1980s.
Wow. Okay.
And when you think about something like a pool, a major construction project, that kind of history, it says a lot. Commitment, knowing how to adapt.
And that adaptability, it seems tied to their location, right?
Yeah,
Which brings up something important. The local advantage.
absolutely. We often hear people search for a pool builder near me, but in a place like the Hudson Valley, that means something specific.
You mean because of the local challenges, geography, climate?
Precisely. Think about Fishkill, Dutchess County. You've got really harsh winters sometimes, big temperature swings.
It's a freeze-thaw cycle. Nightmare for construction.
Exactly. It puts enormous stress on concrete, on pipes, everything. So a builder who hasn't actually lived through decades of New York winters.
They wouldn't have that built-in knowledge.
Right. They wouldn't intuitively know how to design what the sources call a weather-ready pool, something that can
Right.
actually handle those conditions year after year.
So that 30-plus years isn't just a number on a brochure. It means they get the local soil, the frost requirements.
Uh-huh. They know how deep footings need to go, how to build so things don't just look good in summer but stay solid through winter.
They're not guessing. They've seen what works and what doesn't in this specific environment.
Exactly. They're designing for longevity, considering things like expansion and contraction that, builders in warmer climates might not even think about.
Okay, so let's get into their specific skills, because this is where it gets really interesting, I think. They haven't just done one thing for 3 decades.
No, they cover two very different types of pool construction.
Which are?
Well, there's the vinyl liner pool, that's kind of their legacy where they started. And then there's the gunite structure, which is more modern, more custom.
That dual expertise seems pretty unusual.
It is, and it ties back to their history. They began with vinyl pools back in the 80s. That was the main way things were done then. But even back then, the sources suggest their approach was different. They weren't just putting in standard kits.
Okay, hang on. If Unite is the more durable, totally customizable option, why would someone building a high-end pool today still choose vinyl? What's the advantage there?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
And it comes down to, well, speed mainly and maybe initial cost efficiency. A vinyl liner pool generally goes in faster.
Okay.
But the key insight here, the reason their vinyl pools stood out, is how they selected the materials. They didn't just buy a package deal.
So they source things individually.
Exactly. The sources say they source each element independently. They hand-pick the steel walls, the specific liner for its quality and design, the fittings.
So they're essentially engineering a better vinyl pool by choosing higher-grade components for each part.
Pretty much. They're avoiding the weak links you might find in cheaper, mass-produced vinyl kits. This lets them offer all those different design and color options.
While still giving you a quicker installation compared to Unite.
Right, and built to that same weather-ready standard we talked about. It's a premium vinyl option.
Makes sense. A higher quality version of that approach. But then, around 2010, they really leaned into gunite. This sounds like the shift towards, ultimate customization.
Correct. Gunite essentially is concrete, but it's sprayed onto a steel reinforcement cage. And mastering that process, that's what really let their creativity loose.
Oh.
It meant they weren't limited by prefabricated shapes anymore. They could perfect the craft of forming, reinforcing, and then shooting that gunite exactly how they wanted it.
So this is where you get those really unique features, things you just can't do with a liner.
Exactly. Complete control over the size, the shape, the depth. You want custom benches, specific stair designs, maybe a vanishing edge or an infinity edge.
Gunite allows that.
Yes, it lets the builders really show off their craftsmanship.
And presumably it's tougher too. Better for those New York winters.
Definitely. Beyond the looks, Gunite offers superior strength and longevity. It's built to handle those climate stresses we discussed. It's an investment designed to last generations.
If it's done right.
Absolutely. The forming, the rebar placement, the actual spraying it all has to be perfect. And that's where their decades of experience become crucial.
So clients have a real choice. The speed and variety of high-end vinyl, or the permanence and total customization of Gunite.
And they guide you through that decision based on what you actually want and need for your space.
Okay, let's talk about the name again. Rainbow Pools and Living Art Design. That second part, Living Art Design, suggests it's more than just digging a hole and filling it with water.
Yeah, it definitely raises the question, are you just hiring someone to install a pool, or are you partnering with a designer for the whole backyard experience?
And the name implies the latter.
Clearly. Their services go way beyond the pool's edge. We're talking about complete backyard transformations.
Right, the sources mention full outdoor living spaces. Things like custom patios, pergolas.
Outdoor kitchens, entertainment zones, all designed to work together.
Cohesively, that seems to be the key word.
It is. It's the landscape integration piece that elevates it to art design. They're not just dropping a pool in, they're thinking about how the pool coping looks next to the patio stone, how the plants frame the view.
Making it all feel connected, like one unified space.
Exactly. I saw an example in their portfolio, actually, that showed this perfectly. A Gunite pool with an infinity edge that seemed to flow right into a separate seating area with a fire pit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the fire and water felt like two parts of the same design. That's not just building, it's really thinking about the space. Architectural thinking.
So how do they ensure that quality across the board?
Yeah.
From the pool structure to the patio?
Well, it comes back to materials and experience. They emphasize using top-grade stuff, reinforced concrete, high-quality finishes, reliable filtration systems that don't need constant fussing.
And that decades of experience must inform those choices, right?
Yeah.
Knowing what materials actually last in this climate.
For sure. Which finishes hold up to UV and chemicals, which systems are low maintenance, how to build structures that won't heave or crack after a few bad winters.
They're building to minimize headaches down the road for the homeowner.
That seems to be the goal. Using quality materials and there's specific weather-ready building methods to avoid those common problems you might see with, say, a general contractor who doesn't specialize in pools in this region.
Okay, let's cover some logistics. Where are they actually located?
They're right in Fishkill, New York. The address is 1807 New York 52.
And they have a retail store there too.
Yes, which is a nice plus. A fully stocked retail store right on site. So locals or even existing pool owners can easily grab chemicals, supplies, maintenance gear.
From people who actually know pools in this area.
Exactly. Not just a big box store.
And while they're based in Fishkill, they cover a wider area, right?
Oh, yeah. They work across a good chunk of the Hudson Valley. The sources specifically mention serving Beacon, Wappingers Falls, Hopewell Junction, East Fishkill.
So nearby towns in Dutchess County.
Right. They're positioned as regional specialists, serving that whole community.
Okay, so let's try and summarize this. What's the big takeaway for you, the listener, maybe considering a major backyard investment like this?
Well, it seems Rainbow Pools and Living Art Design offers this interesting blend. You've got the speed and design options of their high-quality vinyl pools.
Their legacy offering done better.
Right. Matched with the ultimate longevity and complete design freedom you get with their Gunite construction.
And underpinning all of that
is 3 decades of local know-how. Real, hands-on experience building pools specifically designed to withstand the pressures of the New York climate.
Which translates to durability, lower maintenance, that whole weather-ready idea.
Exactly.
So if you're moving from just thinking about it to actually wanting to plan out that dream backyard, how do you get in touch?
You can contact their team directly. They offer free pool design consultations. The phone number is 845-896-8321.
845-896-8321.
Got it. And online. Yep, you can check out their work, especially those integrated living art design projects on their websites. The main one is rainbowpools.com. That's RAINBOW.POOLS.com.
Okay.
And they have a specific page for in-ground pools too, which is rainbowpools.com groundalot.html.
Great. It really seems like when you're building something like a custom pool, especially here, getting that initial design and material choice right based on local knowledge, it's everything.
It really is. Which brings us to a final thought, maybe.
Go for it.
When you're looking at a big, long-term investment like this, something that's going to face serious weather challenges year after year, how much weight do you give to a builder having 30 years of proven success dealing with exactly those local issues,
Mhm.
like frost heave, freeze-thaw cycles? How does that deep experience change how you think about future maintenance costs and really the resilience of your investment against the
That's
elements?
the real value calculation, isn't it? Beyond just the initial price tag.
I think so. It's about peace of mind for the long haul.